Hello everyone. In this video, I'm starting a new video series where I'm going to talk about life lessons from nature. I've been having a lot of insights lately about how nature is a great teacher and how we can learn from it. So I'm going to start making some videos about those topics. And the first one is called How the Mind is Like the Sky. So I um I started taking this course called Mind Power by John Kehoe, and this is a course to teach you how to train your mind so that you can basically be in control of your mind, and there's multiple benefits to that. But to keep a long story short, basically I had this really cool insight today about some of the stuff that it's part of the homework that we have to contemplate these laws. And so this is the first life lesson from nature that came to me today, is how the mind is like the sky. So clouds are like thoughts in so many ways. If you really think about it, the clouds are they kind of just drift across the sky, just like how our thoughts drift across our mind. And there's so many nuances to the clouds, such as how big they are, what color they are, how fast they're moving, how many of them there are. It is so similar to thoughts in that way. And I just was thinking about this so much today, and the more I think about it, even now, I'm thinking of more and more ways that they are similar. So the sun is always there. What does this mean? The sun represents, well, I actually have another slide about this, but basically, when you think of your soul or your higher self, or what you really are, that's always there, just like the sun is. When you have, like, a lot of thoughts going through your mind, they're really just clouds that are obscuring the sun. And so the thoughts are just obscuring yourself from being able to see who you truly are, your higher self, because our um, conscious mind is the mind that's constantly thinking and analyzing and thinking of negatives and thinking of problems, and that's what the clouds are. The clouds, they're just all these problems that pass by, and the sun is always underneath, no matter how bad the sky looks. Clouds or thoughts are always changing. And like I said, there's many different variants of clouds, of how they can be. They can be pretty, they can be white, or they can be dark and menacing looking and scary. And so that's another way that clouds are like thoughts. They're always changing, so you're never going to always be in a bad mood. I mean, there are some people that are severely depressed, and that's a whole different subject, really. But most people, most of the time, you're going to have ups and downs and fluctuations in your thoughts. Um, you're always going to be able to calm down and be into a what they call the alpha state, and that's when you're falling asleep and waking up. And even people that are depressed go through those states too. So in a way, this is a universal thing, that pretty much guaranteed that your thoughts are not always going to be bad, and they're not always going to be good. So what happens when, this is another similarity, when you have so many negative thoughts that are accumulating, that is when you get a storm. Because when you have too many thoughts accumulating, same with clouds, when too many clouds accumulate, that's when the energy builds, and you got the positive and negative clashes, and then the electricity happens and the lightning and all that stuff. So this is what I like to think of the mind as. When you have too many thoughts, too many negative thoughts particularly, that's when you're going to start getting, like panic attacks and anxiety and stress. And so if you think about nature, the best way to, if you could control it to not get to the point where there's, tornadoes and hurricanes, is to let the storms pass as they arise and not to let them build to be too much, because everybody knows that the worst storms are the ones that are the biggest and have the most power and have been accumulating for a long time. So I think this is a great way to um, kind of think about how you want to control your mind, and don't let the negative thoughts accumulate before they become so bad that you can't dig yourself out of the depression. Clear skies are like when you are in deep meditation. This is another insight that I had, because when you think about how the sky is, the sun is free to shine down on you. And this is relatable to meditation, because when you're in deep meditation, you are not clouded by your thoughts. You are not obscured by anything. You are as close as you can possibly be to your higher self. You are able to feel the love. Like, think of the sun as being love, or you could think of it as being source energy, or, your higher self, just everything that supports life, everything that is good. And that is the state you get into when you are in deep meditation, because your mind, your conscious mind, is out of the way. And this is why meditation is so good, because when you meditate, you are, I mean, if you can get better at it and be, to the point where your thoughts become like, you know, the clouds that just keep moving and you don't think anything of them for maybe like a second and then they're gone. And then the sky becomes clearer. And then that's when you are, in alignment with your higher self, when you aren't clouded by your thoughts. And like I said, the sun represents the higher self, the source energy or love. So this is what, everybody's happier on a sunny day. Everybody, the sun is, it gives us life. It helps prevent depression. So the closer you can get to your higher self, the closer you can get to source energy, the more you can feel that love, the better. When observed from above, our perspective changes. This was one insight that I actually had while I was coming up with the slides for this video. And when I saw this picture, I thought, yes, that's it. When you're observing the sky from up higher, like if you're in an airplane, if you just climbed a big mountain, a sense of peace comes over you, because you can just see everything as a whole. You can see the tops of the clouds. You can even see the sun from up there. And so you have a different perspective. Likewise with the mind. And this is the state of mind that you get in when you're meditating, or when you are in stillness, when you're contemplating, when you're down into the alpha state. That's when your perspective will change, because again, you're not being clouded by your thoughts. I've been using that phrase a lot in this video, and I like it because it just kind of helps drive the point home, how our mind is like the sky and the clouds are like our thoughts. So you have a totally different perspective on things when you're meditating, because you're actually moving your awareness to the point of being above your conscious mind, which is your ego. So you're moving above the ego, and you're looking at it from the the like the whatever you would say is the watcher. If you, I might be getting a little deep here, but just go with me on this. When you're meditating, it's like you kind of switch into a different perspective of being like from up higher, from observed from above. And so you are more neutral. You're not thinking negatively, you're not thinking positively. Well, you are thinking positively, but it's not thinking. It's just being positively, because we are made of love. Love is what we are. Love is like the ultimate source that we came from. So that is what you feel when you aren't being held down by the negativity of your mind, like the ego part of your mind. So I would like to thank you so much for watching, and if you got any benefit out of this video, give it a like, be sure to subscribe, and share this with anyone that you think might benefit from this. And if you are interested in learning more about how to take care of your mind, because it's very important, um, I'm not really an affiliate. I'm not an affiliate at all for this course of that I'm taking, but it's really helping me to learn how to control my mind and see it from different perspective. And so if you're interested in learning how to do self-care for your mind, I've got a video on that because that's related to this video. It's about the mind, and that's a very important thing that we need to take care of. So thank you again for watching.